What is up, friends? Kenji back for some more drafting here on Magic Online. We got some more of this vintage cube. Thanks for hanging out, Card Kingdom family. Don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all of your Magic card needs. Let's jump into our draft where we have opened a bit of power. I have been forcing a lot of Storm lately in this cube, especially this new version of the cube. But I think maybe now is the time to change that up. We'll take this Mox Ruby. And I kind of feel like getting rocked by red, if you know what I'm saying. Maybe a little mono red beatdown as we get a, second pick Lelia for that one. Quite a strong card. I'm going to put my blinders on. I am going to force mono red after getting first pick Ruby. This is the best card to get in mono red, even better than Soul Ring or Lotus for that matter. Just, yeah, you can't really say enough about Mox Ruby or any of the Mox in general, but I'm going to first pick the Mox, second pick Lelia, Blade Reforged. Great aggressive creature, gets big, so it ends the game really quickly, and then gets you a lot of card advantage as well. And again, with blinders on, I'm not even going to consider any of these other possible picks. We are going to force it, baby, force it. This cube has a lot more creature action, I've noticed, than previous vintage cubes. You can obviously still do a lot of the more busted things as, wow, I am going to third pick a Bomat Courier in a crazy powerful pack. Blinders on. Fractured Identity, one of the most powerful sorceries in vintage cube. Bribery, Identity, similar, another one of the most busted sorceries in vintage cube. There's a Citadel here, there's a Ponder, there's whatever. There's a Bomat Courier for us. But yeah, as I was saying, this vintage cube version has felt a lot more creature-based to me, although obviously you can still do a lot of the, I guess, more broken, busted, combo-y type things. But that's neither here nor there, because we are forcing red. We're going to take this Rekindling Phoenix, I guess, fourth pick. Emrakul's fantastic. Oracle's fantastic. Is it Signet's amazing? This might be the best Signet, honestly. I mean, it's going to be one of the blue ones, but is it Dimir? Probably the top two. Jeez Louise, this is not boding well. I wonder if somebody else is kind of forcing red. We will get a Sunbaked Canyon here, which is a good land to have in mono red, but I don't think fifth pick is as early as you want to take it. Port's not bad. Pyromancer's probably fine. I think here we actually go with the Rishadan Port. And the reason is, as of late, or at least as of the last few vintage cube cycles, I haven't really enjoyed Young Pyromancer. A lot of the times, red, you're winning with non-instants and sorceries. If this is triggered off of random non-creature spells like the Third Path Iconoclast here, sure, I could get behind it. But a lot of the times I don't even end up with that many burn spells, so let's take the port here. And yeah, look to keep forcing the mono red. I hope that we get to find something, either pick 7 or 8, that's a decent red pick, maybe like a Eidolon of, wow, why can't I remember the name of the Eidolon? All I remember is it's called Eidolon. Anyways, no, we didn't. Not a single good mono red card here for us. I mean, there's a top, which can be serviceable if you get enough shuffle effects. I guess it's good with Lelia already. But this is a miserable pack for mono red. You've got like Llanowar Elves, Opposition. Displacer Kitten has been absolutely fantastic for me in my Storm builds. Teferi, Leo. This is problematic. And yeah, look at this. We're getting an 8th pick Raphellos, so I guess green is open. I might have to hedge a little bit and start taking some other colors, but I guess what we'll really be telling is we don't wheel the Burst Lightning that was in my opening pack. Because if that doesn't come back around, that's a huge signal that somebody else is in red. Although that being said, and we didn't wheel it, because I've been so aggressive in taking the red cards, whoever else was taking red, if they are taking red, might pivot, and that might give us a better chance. We did wheel the Jeska's Will, and this is exile the top 3 cards of your library, you may play them this turn. I don't think that's particularly good, but we might end up running it. Oh, I was wrong. Burst Lightning was 10th pick. Okay, not a problem then. So it feels like if this is the scenario, maybe red was just not very prevalent in the packs. It could be that there just weren't many red cards, right? And we happened to get the majority of them. So I like that a lot better now as we get an Adonto Vanguard for maybe a little bit more of that white splash. I did take that Sunbaked Canyon too, for the record. Yeah, my guess would be that, especially with the Wheel of the Pyromancer too, is that there just weren't many red cards in the cube that were open. So I think I cut off red extremely well, and I expect to get some really, really good payoffs in the next 2 packs. Okay, last pick, Coma. And let's go on to pack number 2. What's the best card we could open now since we already have Mox Ruby? Maybe Strip Mine? It's probably still just one of the pieces of power. Black Lotus or something, right? Where's my pack? There are no Lotuses that are black here. And once again, a lot of really bad red cards. My gosh. Maybe they nerfed mono red in this version of the cube. Like, first pick Avalanche Riders is completely miserable. In fact, I'm probably supposed to take one of these white cards and just stay open to the idea of red-white aggro. Stoneforge Mystic or Solitude both look really good here if we wanted. I guess I don't have any equipment yet, so the Stoneforge might not be as good. Could also just take, like, Flooded Strand. Oh, man. Yeah, I guess Solitude is probably just better if we're going to end up maybe playing white. There's Lightning Bolt. Good old classic Lightning Bolt. Passing Shield Breaker, Arid Mesa. Yeah, not too much else. Let's just take the Bolt and try to stick to our guns. But like I said, there might be a very good possibility that we have to end up playing some other color. Hey, there's the card I was talking about. Eidolon of the Great Revel. Jeez, why couldn't I remember that? I've played with that card countless times. All right, that's a nice pickup. Definitely one of the creatures we were hoping to get here in mono red. Passing a light up the stage, which I would assume wheels. There's also a Retrofitter Foundry, which is not crazy. And then, again, if we end up playing some amount of white, like Elspeth or Leonin is fine. Good, good, good. Wheel of Fortune now is fantastic. I love Wheel of Fortune in mono red, especially if you can have the super low to the ground version. That is to say, a bunch of 1-drops and 2-drops and not too many 3 and 4s. And then if we can get some more fast mana accelerants like Chrome Mox or something, you know, just makes the Wheel of Fortune that much more potent. Next pack has a Greater Gargadon. Okay. If we're mono red, we're not likely to have too many combos with that, but that's a fun one. I mean, that can blank a lot of your opponent's removal, and it's eventually a 9/7 hasty. Give it a shot. Suspend 10. Sack an artifact, creature, or land to remove a counter. Once again, yeah, it feels like the red is just... They nerfed it or something, as we're getting like Inferno Titan here, but not much else. There's also a Boros Signet I guess I could be taking. Elite Spellbinder also okay. Oh, I really feel like I'm going to probably have to end up playing white. In which case, I should probably take Spellbinder over Titan. Swift Spear, Conscripts. Alright, those are good. Also a Tithe Taker here. Again, we do have some good white cards. It's just I've passed a lot of fixing, but... Bergie versus Phoenix. So these are both respectable pickups as well. Bergie as a 3/3 in mono red is usually not worth it, but the combination of having access to a 3-mana 3/3 if that's what it calls for, or being able to play out the horn is super solid. Question is, would I rather just have a 2/2 flyer for 2? Guess we'll just take the 2-drop. Avalanche Rider on the wheel in addition to all the other red cards. Man, we could have had Sneak Attack and Emrakul and some other stuff. Where are we at? There's the Shield Breaker on the wheel too. Okay. Maybe we can still pray for mono red as the light up the state. Yeah, see? I think red is open. Like, completely open. It's just there aren't many good red cards coming around. / opened. And that's going to be the case sometimes for any type of archetype, I guess, is what I'm trying to say, right? Because in Cube, in an 8-player draft, or in this Cube specifically, there are 540 cards possibly available, and yet you only open 360 of them. So there's always that chance, right, that some of the cards you're looking for aren't open. And that's true of Storm. I've mentioned that plenty of times when I've drafted Storm. Sometimes you don't see the brain freeze because it wasn't opened, something like that. All right, last few pickups here of the second pack, and still one more pack to go. So, cards that probably will not make the deck. I kind of want to try the Jessica's Will, even though I don't know if this card is actually any good since it's only on that turn that you get to play them. Or is Light Up the Stage. This one says until the end of your next turn, for example. What else? I guess Mizium Mortars is probably not a card I want to start in the main because it only hits creatures and not face. All right, pack 3. We opened one of the most busted cards. Wait, there was a Ragavan here too. I didn't even notice that. Okay, never mind. We're good. We have Ragavan here. Pick one of the third pack. Going to try to wheel to carry Zev. Minsk and Boo is obviously insane, but I'm not going to try splashing it. Jace here's good. We got that Monkey. That's nice. Turn 1 Monkey, man. It's going to win a lot of games. I guess we probably do just start the Mizium Mortars in the main, don't we? I was mentioning how this is more of a creature-based vintage cube, or at least that's the way it's felt to me. So right now our burn is what? Burst Lightning, Lightning Bolt, Mizium Mortars. Oh, we're going to get a Fury, very good. Yeah, that's a nice one for sure. I mean, there are going to be some decks where Fury is not good, but generally a little bit too good to not play. All of the elementals from Modern Horizons are just broken. Steamkin here versus Porcelain Legionnaire. This is one of those choices where I'm probably supposed to take the Legionnaire and hope that the Steamkin wheels, right? Like I said, I think red is extremely open, so nobody's going to take that. And Porcelain Legionnaire is just a solid 2-drop, so I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, this is actually turning out okay. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, pseudo 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, the Pyromancer is kind of getting there. I probably have to play it anyways as just an extra 2-drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 things that come down on turn 1 or 2. So we get a 5/5 flying haste here. Don't think we would ever want Worm Coil except maybe out of like sideboard. I guess Proxy is... Oh no, never mind. It's blue for the prototype. Yeah, never mind. Just the Hellkite. Nice pack here. Fiery Confluence versus Figure of Destiny. This one's a little bit rough because I think Fiery Confluence is going to be my pick. But because Figure can also be played in the mono white deck, there's a chance that this will not wheel. But Confluence is just too much damage, right? Yeah, 4 mana, 6 damage. I think that's probably correct. City of Traders would also actually be pretty good here. Hellrider versus Sword of Feast and Famine. Kind of like the burnout potential of the Hellrider. Let's do that. I would love to cut Avalanche Riders if possible here for a cheaper card. I'm not too sold on Hellkite and Fury as well. Fury, sure, since that's still useful even if we don't hit 5 mana, but like I said, I'd really prefer to keep the curve low. If we can get a couple of more burn spells or something, But that doesn't look like it's going to happen. Chalice, Duretti, Battlesphere, we're not playing any of those, and all the other cards are unplayable for us. Yeah, I mean, we're just never playing any of those. Kiki Jiki. It's not terrible. I mean, I didn't take the Zealous Conscripts, but copying something like a Hellkite or Hellrider is really, really strong. All right, so that was the final pack we hadn't seen. Now we're banking on the wheels. We need a few more playables here. Otherwise, I'm going to have to run things like Kiki Jiki and Avalanche Riders, which I don't want to have to do. Same thing with Divining Top. I don't think Divining Top really does anything here for us except for with Bomat Courier, I guess it works. Oh, Bomat Courier Lelia with Top kind of works. But that seems extremely weak in mono red. Yikes. That is a bunch of donkey. Okay. Can we get 1 or 2 cards on the wheel, please? From the looks of it, they nerfed mono red. And like I said, while it's true that it's possible that we just didn't see many red cards opened in this draft, I don't know. Just didn't feel right. Fiery Islet, that's okay. Could also take Winter Orb in mono red. I only have the Mox Ruby to utilize it. I guess Port is okay with Orb technically, but utility lands are always nice. Oh, this was the pack that had something I wanted. Was this the Runaway Steamkin pack? I think somebody took it. Jeez, that's brutal. Okay, well, Figure of Destiny came back, so. And the sword. All right, all right. Maybe we can play those now, and now we don't have to add the random other expensive cards in the deck. I'm fine running 17 lands in this mono red because if you look at it, we actually have quite a few utility lands, right? Yeah, 2 lands that we can sack for a card and the port. So that's reasonable. And then we'll just add 13 mountains and call it a day. I would expect us to go like 1 and 2 or 2 and 1. Especially if we play against... Oh, why does it want to plains? Especially if we play against like a good combo deck or a good broken deck. But who knows? It's Vintage Cube. Anything is possible. Let's go off to round 1 and fight. Alrighty, here we are for round 1 of this Vintage Cube with our forced mono red. We have an okay hand. We just have to hope our opponent doesn't have, well, a Vintage Cube hand. Stomping Ground, turn 1. Okay. Greater Gargadon. Interesting. I suppose the hope here is that they play any artifact that I can kill next turn. Or that we draw like Mox Ruby to play out the sword and threaten equip. Play a Signet. I'll kill it. Nice. All right, that works. So we can battle display the Signet and then suspend our Gargadon. Attack for 2. What are you doing over there, OP? Hello? Hello? Oh, they disconnected. All right, well, we'll pause. All right, they've reconnected. We're good. I hope. All right, go with the display. Suspend the Gargadon. And smack for 2. Hurrow! That's not very nice. And a Xander's Lounge, okay. So for blue-red, presumably. Yeah, let's just play out the sword and attack. Our hand is kind of awkward. It's so expensive. But, I mean, if we draw a land next turn, we can play the Shield Breaker, equip the sword, and then if the creature hits, can play the Phoenix second main phase. So that would not be awful. All right, let's go for the equip. Pro black, pro green. Boseiju on the sword. So we actually let that resolve instead of sacking it to the Gargadon because we need that 4th land really badly, so that helps us quite a bit. What do they got here? 5 mana Expel. Brain Geyser for 3. Ooh, we're really happy to see that, actually. Tap out for a card draw effect. And that puts, what, 3 non-Uro cards in their graveyard, so still have a little bit of time on that, it would appear. I take that back. Verdant Catacombs, they are 1 card away. I have to assume they're going to play something very big and scary next turn. Let's see here. 9, 10, 11, 12. I can put them to 2 this turn. I could Hellrider and sack all of my non-Hellrider permanents to attack with Gargadon Hellrider. Oh. If we had 1 more creature, we'd actually have lethal. It's pretty sick. I mean, I still think we're in a pretty good spot. The opponent just looks like 4 or 5 color value. And thus far has not shown us anything like crazy busted or any combo yet. Okay, well, Mana Vault is good. Can that get you out of this pickle? Yikes. The answer there is no, though, right? Because what I can do is sack my own creature that they block and kill them. So this is 3 ping damage from attacks. They have to block this, so all I have to do is get the Swift Spear to a 2-power creature. Oh wait, I can't Mizium Mortars. Oh shoot. I have to target. Oh my gosh, I can't target my own creature here. Oh no. I messed up. I can put them to 1. I thought I could Mizium Mortars my own creature. Oh, that's so bad. So let's see. If I sack Shield Breaker and all of my lands, play this, they take 4, they go to 3. Let's see, they're at effective 13, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could put them to 3. They'd have to block the Gargadon, though. So I guess the right play here is to actually go like this. To attack with all. Now that I've played out the Shield Breaker, that is to say. For some reason, I thought I could Mizium Mortar my own creature, but it's not like that. Attack with all. They block the Hellrider. I sack the Hellrider. They go to 1. Which means they have to untap their Mana Vault. Then they get to attack me for 6. Vigilance, lifelink, back up to 7. Ah, man. Yeah, I don't know what my right play was supposed to be then. Like, play Phoenix and then sack everything to Gargadon? Brutal. Absolutely brutal. Oath of Druids! That's cool. So I can put them to 2 here now. I can put them to 1 again. I can freaking put them to 1 again. That's so insane. I can cast the Mizium Mortars overloaded. Yeah, I can cast the Mizium Mortars overloaded, trigger the Prowess, attack with all, they block Legionnaire, I sack it, they go to 1. What happens if I play out the Gargadon? They go up to 13, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ah, so gross. I can poke him for 5 here. I guess that's what we have to do. Back down to 2. I mean, maybe I punted somewhere, but this is pretty comical. Oath of Druids Ulamog. All right. Well, I'm not sure what I need to draw, but I hope I draw it. Because they're now going back up to 8. Oh, and they get to Uro from their graveyard now if they want to. They milled Jace, Iteration, Abrade, Miscalculation. This looks like it should be a very good matchup for us, unless they get an early Oath of Druids. Oh, that's funny. So that doesn't give Ulamog haste, though. Nine, 17. I'm not dead here, right? Though they do gain 9 life and go back to 11. Gosh, this damn Mizium Mortars is ruining me. If Mizium Mortars was any other instant or sorcery, we would have been okay. It's crazy. Actually, any other way to trigger prowess and it would have been good. All right, you got me. Jeez. So out with the Mortars, in with the Avalanche Riders. Again, this should be a good matchup unless they have an early Oath. Though I clearly can't keep a hand like that. Are you kidding? Oh my god. Down to 5. I mean, at least that's a somewhat reasonable hand. Fury's not very good versus them. And I guess the Burst Light... Well... Maybe we keep the Burst Lightning. I think I'm going to keep the Burst Lightning so I can get a token off of Pyromancer. Between Rashadan Port and Avalanche Riders, we might be able to make them stumble enough. At least that's the hope. So next turn we can Burst Lightning plus Port. Next turn we can Lelia. I lied. Actually, no. I'm going to go with the Rashadan Port plus Lightning because we know they have a Miscalc in their deck. And that way, if we hit a land off Lelia next turn, we can play that as well. All right, good thing we did, because they also had an Abrade. Faithless Looting, okay. Although if I draw a land next turn, it's probably better to Avalanche Rider. No, they don't have that much mana. Getting Lelia online is so good. We can do it, I believe. Elishnorn Mana Drain. Wah. Yeah, they are just... They must have like a Show and Tell or something. Or no, I think they cut that. Maybe a Sneak Attack in their deck as well. Alright, land off the top, please. Wheel of Fortune. Boo! Now that's gone forever. Oh, God, they have a Minskin Boo. So they can make that a 4/4, or they can sack it and... Ay, 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 ay. Now that Mizium Mortars is looking really good again. God, Minskin Boo is so stupid. I can't believe we're going to lose this. I mean, I just have to go face here. Face and hope. So bad, dude. Never lucky. Garrick, Make a Beastie Boy. Yeah, and we scoop. GG's. Well, I think that was a match that actually should have been pretty good. And I don't know if I punted game 1, but then we were close. We had them at 1 in so many scenarios, and they had a freaking pro red lifelinker flyer. And then game 2, that was a mulligan to 5. So, man, feels bad, but hopefully we can pull off a 2-1. I did say I wouldn't be surprised if we did go 1-2 with this deck, though. Okay, off to round number 2 we go with our forced mono red. Have a mediocre but keepable hand, I guess. You know what we could do, depending on what kind of... Oh, are we playing against mono white? Oh, pfft. I was going to say we could Jessica's Will just for fast mana. So, do I want to just kill that right now and let them draw a card? I think I'm going to. Because I'd like to play out the creature on turn 2. So Esper Sentinel just ended up cycling itself. I don't think that's a huge problem. Man, oh no. Ancient Tomb for some fast beats. Porcelain Legionnaire, love it. Oh no, and another 1-drop. Well, at least our Mizium Mortars, speaking of the devil, is going to be good in this match. What does this do? Add red for each card in target opponent's hand. Yeah, I mean, they're going to dump out their hand pretty quickly here. I probably have to save Mizium Mortars for like a Hero Blade Hold type of... Jeez. When you know, you know. When you know, you know. So, I take the hit here for 5. I Mizium Mortars the Hero Blade Hold, and then I get to light up the stage. Big difference between being on the play and draw here. Excuse me. If I was on the play, I'd be able to kill their Sentinel without them drawing a card. For starters. I do like the fact that the Ancient Tomb is keeping them actually below my life total. It's kind of impressive. And yeah, they've had good utility with ramping with it, but overall that actually hasn't been too problematic so far. What other sideboard do we get versus them? Probably nothing. Unless I wanted to bring in the white, which is good, but I don't think worth splashing for. Well, that's a problem. Elspeth, huh? So they're going to boast their Usher and then maybe leave back their Porcelain Legionnaire, I guess. Oh, no, they're going to clock me. Okay. So I'm at 7? Oh, God. Am I dead here? I'm pretty damn close. Let's dash Ragavan and attack them for 4 and hope. I might have just killed myself, though, depending on. Yeah, and we hit a plains. So, I'm dead on board if they notice. But I don't have any other play now that I've gone with this line. If they just Elspeth jump their Legionnaire, I'm dead here. Jeez. Brutal, brutal, brutal. think if we're on the play, I think we win this, don't we? Or at the very least, they can't attack. Oh man, Fury is going to be amazing in this matchup if we can find it in one of the next games. All right, will they see the play? Elspeth, give their Legionnaire +3/+3 in flying. Lauren of the Third Path. Well, they still have to activate Elspeth. All right, you got me. Okay, sideboard, non-existent. But this is a matchup I think we have a lot of good hits, right? Fiery Confluence should be insane here. Fury should be insane here. Mizium Mortar should be insane. And this time we'll be on the play. Hopefully we get a sweet Mox Ruby hand or something. Like turn 1 Ragavan Dash or something like that. I don't know. All I'm learning from this is that an aggressive deck like this is no longer good. As we go to game number 2, we do have a turn 1 Ragavan, and I'm going to keep it even though we don't have a second land because I do have a Fury. So if the opponent has a 1-drop, that's going to suck. But I mean, the best play if they do have a 1-drop is probably just waiting on the Fury until they play multiple creatures, unless that was like a Mother of Runes. Beautiful, and we hit the land anyways. All right, so yeah, we're gonna bide our time because we might, in theory, just win next turn. In essence, if they just go like land 2-drop, I go Fury, wipe their board, maybe Lele, like if we hit a land as well. Oh yeah, come on. Do it. Play a creature. Well, that's annoying. That's a creature that makes a creature. But we did hit, so let's do it. Let's exile the Rekindling Phoenix. Damn, why did it have to be Tithe Taker? I think I'm going to hold on to the Ragavan. Goodbye forever, Mentor. This is a much better start for us. They think I have better cards than them. I don't think that's true. What was that? Oh, Incinerate Lelia. Boo! Come on. Well, I'm going to do it. And we don't have to care about them drawing an extra card because it's going to get wheeled away anyways. Lightning Bolt. Oh, there we go. All right, all right, all right. Oh my god, their hand was garbage. 3 lands and a Hero of Bladehold. So bad news here. I just gave them a fresh 7. Good news is... Oh my gosh, they're chumping with that? Good news is we actually have 9 points of burn in our hand. So if we can just sneak in 2 more points of damage... I can't believe they're chumping this. If we can just sneak in 2 more points of damage... Even get to battle display their Sentinel, which is kind of funny. All right, you've got a fresh grip. What can you do? 4 mana. They also have a Mox. What is this? Maybe they have a hard cast Legionnaire? Yeah, okay. 2 mana left. Pass. Alright, I'm going to go for Pyro and bolt their Legionnaire. I'm assuming they have another burn spell in their hand, though. There's no way I gave them a fresh hand. Oh, maybe there is. I was going to say, there's no way I gave them a fresh hand. And Emerald Legionnaire is the best they got. But sometimes that works. Okay. Can we win another game with this deck? It's going to have to be a game where I have Fury or Confluence again, because from what I can tell, those are fantastic. I don't really have a sideboard option for Will. Like, maybe I'm supposed to take this out and just bring in a random Kiki, but I don't know if that seems very good. We'll try it. Okay, on to the next game, and we actually have a pretty decent looking one. We have our Ruby and we have our Fury, so I'd say that gives us some hope. I'm not sure turn 1 Eidolon of the Great Revel is where we want to be on the draw, but turn 1 Bloodfeather Phoenix could be okay. I guess it depends on what they do. Kiki-Jiki with Fury would also be absolutely disgusting, but my guess is that Fury is probably going to be cast off of discarding the Kiki-Jiki. Okay, well, they didn't do anything turn 1 here. Huh. I guess I will go turn 1 Eidolon then. The other option I could have gone was like Rishadan Port plus Mox Ruby and tap their land. They had a bolt anyways. But red looked like a splash in their deck, so. Robber of the Rich. Boo. What do they steal from me? They hit a mountain. Okay. At least that's not too bad. A 1-drop here would be fantastic. Sadly, another land is not. I mean, maybe I'm going to be hard casting this Fury since I have Kiki-Jiki. So this is cast. They can't play lands off of it, thankfully. It would be really, really nice to be able to not have to evoke the Fury here, though. Please just hit another land. Wheel of Fortune! Okay. That is a double-edged sword for sure. They've already played their land for the turn, so. I mean, they could definitely cast that if they want to. No, they opted not to. Shieldbreaker, a good hit. We get to attack for 2, play the Shieldbreaker out, and then port their planes. So their hand must be kind of good if they didn't Wheel of Fortune. Just incinerate, that's fine. Let's tap their planes on upkeep. And we're really hoping they just play a small creature here. Any 2 toughness creature that I can Fury away in addition with the Robber. All right, robber triggers. Let's see what they get. Another land. Yeah, they must be thinking about using wheel. That's a little bit risky because I would get first go. Oh, okay, they're going to go with the pyro. And that's nice because now we get to go blow up. And then Kiki Jiki the following turn. This does mean I put the Pyromancer in their graveyard to get the 2 tokens, but that's not super relevant. They notably still only have 1 white source in their graveyard, or in their on the battlefield. They have a lot more red than I thought. After game 1, I thought they were heavier white, but what was that? Oh, they Mox Rubied my... Sorry, they shield broke my Mox Ruby, sure. Okay. Well, if this is their turn, they're dead. If they don't have anything, which presumably they're not going to with the mana that they have access to. Kiki Jiki sideboard coming in clutch. Kiki Jiki Fury, that's 12 plus 2 is 14. Looks good to me. Hey, GG's. All right, we did it. I think we beat maybe a better deck. Can we salvage a 2-1? One more match. On to the third and final round here of this vintage cube draft. We are on the draw with a really slow hand. Ship that down into... Well, I'm going to risk this for the biscuit. Let's lose the Hellrider here and hope that we draw a land in the next couple of draw steps. With a deck like this, I can't really hope that we're going to do much better. Obviously, this is slightly risky, but never fear, land off the top is here. If we are playing against Reanimator, I think our chances of winning are very low, assuming they don't have just like the worst possible draw. Blue-black? Riftwing Cloudskate. All right, I'm actually okay with that. Hey, we even ripped another land off the top. All right, I mean, anything's possible. Turn 1 Bomat, turn 2 Eidolon, and the opponent doesn't have a board presence until a couple of turns later. Murderous Rider. Oh, and they're hard casting it. They're not even killing anything. That's great. So let's keep the beats going. Let's just murder it, or Mizium Mortar their Murderous Rider, smack in for 3. And I think the game plan is probably to hold up the Bomat Courier, because their Riftwing Cloudskate is going to come off suspend next turn, so... Oh yeah, especially if they don't do anything. Like, we can just play out the sword and hold up Bomat. I think is probably the best course of action here. And we'll just have to assume they're going to target the Bomat, but they might target the sword. And if they target the sword, that's really good for us as well, since then we still have the 6 points of burn from the Fiery Confluence. Actually, you know what? Maybe they don't target the Bomat, because I can just pop it. Maybe they do still just target the sword now. Yeah. Okay, that's good. That's really good for us. Huh. Do they have Toxic Deluge if they're attacking? Uh-oh. White source. They just have damnation. Okay. So, is this 3 better than a random 4? I think it's close. I think we keep our hand, though, since we have 6 points of burn here. But I think that was a close consideration. This is going to look a little bit awkward, but I think I'm going to go with light up a stage and presume to hit a land, and then play Pyro. Nice. Oh, we can play the Phoenix off the top instead. That works. Ah, well, that's going to... Well, actually, the Sword and the Confluence are both huge problems here. Okay, they took the burn spell, but now we get to Sword and equip, which is still extremely good. Oh, they had Force of Negation? Alright, well, good beats. Only 2 cards left in their hand, though. And they pitched Sower of Temptation. Alright, alright. Chupacabra. They might kill the flyer here. Yeah, they did. Yeah. No blocks. Oh, we can't block that as Menace anyways. Let's take Gander. Porcelain Legionnaire. Suspend Gargadon. And say go. Okay, this is a pretty even match right now. They have 2 cards left in their hand, though. But Porcelain Legionnaire completely stops them from attacking. And it doesn't take us drawing very much to kind of get there. That's not actually bad. If I'm going to draw a land, that's the one we want to draw. I can't attack with Porcelain, otherwise they can double block. Ooh. So, you know what? I might actually tap their Dark Slick Shores here instead of their White Source. If you think about it, from my perspective, they only have 1 white, right? And so they know that I know they only have 1 white. So I think tapping the Dark Slick Shores and denying them a second blue source is actually correct. Because what are they splashing white for anyways? I don't know. There's too many things in Vintage Cube. But I think I'm going to... And maybe I am next leveling myself. But I'm going to do that. Okay, well, they played a second blue source anyways. Ah, see? I liked my reasoning, and they did in fact. Okay, they bounced my Porcelain Legionnaire. Come on, sick top deck. Swift Spear. It's not bad. It's not great. So now we're going to tap their planes. If they bounce Legionnaire again, I could sack it in response. Alright, they're going to brainstorm. That makes sense. I don't know. Maybe on that one turn I should have traded my Legionnaire for their Grief. What? Okay, that is really concerning. What could they possibly have in their hand that would allow for that attack? Grave Titan? Huh. Hey, how's that for a draw step? Okay, let's play it safe and bolt the grief here instead of shooting face and attacking. And then I'm going to go for the win here. I'm going to tap their Dark Slick Shores. And sack everything but my 3 creatures that can attack this turn. Oh, I should have floated. Whoops. I should have been floating extra mana here. I'm going to get punished if they have like a miscalculation. They did not, though. I'm sending everything at your face. Do you have it? Hey, we got there. Phew. Nice. Whoops, what did I just cut? Oh, I just positioned. Okay, versus them, we probably want Avalanche Riders. Might be able to take out Fury in this matchup. I guess this sets Planeswalkers too. Could cut Jeska's Will. Yeah, that probably makes the most sense. All right, on to the next game. It is a keepable, though unexciting hand, but that is the name of our deck. Keepable, but unexciting. Imagine that, we're 1 game away from a 2-in-1. No 2s, that's good. Alright, and we will just play the Eidolon. Can you dig it? More white sources. They have 2 different type of pain lands on the battlefield too, so that's going to help us add just a random bit of damage. Is this Murderous Rider again? March of Otherworldly Light for 2. Okay, that's fine. I don't think I'm going to port this turn. I think we just want to get our creature online again. No plays. I like that. So I think my plan here is to attack for 2 and then just Rashad and port. Okay. So we are going to be able to burst lightning them end of turn and get our Phoenix back. Right? Whenever an instant or sorcery spell you control deals damage to an opponent or battle, you may pay a red if you do. Yeah, that's good. We can go sword. Will it work? Equip. Okay. Does it work? Hey, discard a card, take 4. I get to play out my Pyromancer and hold open Rishadan Port again. Yowza. Oh, and they discarded Counterspell. We got them good with the Port. Brutal. So we're just going to tap their Underground River again since it's their only blacks. Oh, wait, no, they have black already now. So I guess we're going to tap... Oh, they played Damnation last game, didn't they? No, we still tap down the black. Definitely tap down the black. Is it going to work? Hey, we did it! We went 2-1! All right. I did not... Again, I expected this deck to go 1-2, but... I mean, we didn't even have many good Mox Ruby draws, which was our pick 1, pack 1. Yeah, this... I don't think Mono Red is the way to go in this cube. I'm going to stick with Storm, or if you do go with an aggressive deck, White is the way to go. And Mono White has usually been the way to go if you want to build an aggro deck in Vintage Cube. And they've added a bunch of the initiative cards to this cube as well, and those are mainly white. So anyways, thanks for watching this week here on Card Kingdom, friends. We'll see you back next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.